This is the 11th annual Over 50 Fair. This year's virtual event is a charity conference benefiting the Inn. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you're enjoying our speakers and your weekend. And now the Over 50 Fair is pleased to present our next speakers, Anthony C. Mirro, CHHC, and Mindy B. Pensig, CHHC, of the Total Life Transformation Zone. They will be speaking about how to get greater results from your spiritual practice. Anthony and Mindy had a great and spirited class, pun intended, at last year's Over 50 Fair. Minister Anthony C. Mirro and Mindy B. Pensig have studied and practiced meditation and spiritual teaching for many years with many teachers from traditional yoga, science of mind, law of attraction, and ascended master teachings. They have a great message to offer that will transform your life. A non-dogmatic, open teaching and practice that is all-inclusive to improve your spiritual practice that has been proven to work. Join them for this presentation. They look forward to meeting you all and to have a wonderful time with spiritual practice and conversation. I will also put their contact information into the chat. Take it away, Anthony and Mindy.
All right, thank you, Barbara, for that introduction. That was really great. And hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just great. It's great. We're grateful to see there's so many people here attending. This is wonderful. We think you're going to benefit from this presentation greatly. So just we'll take our time. We'll go through this, and we're going to have actually a little meditation, 5 minutes, toward the end of this presentation, so you can get an example to practice if you want to practice along, and you can take that and practice that at home. We also have on Thursday nights a free meditation. It's a 15-minute meditation. We have a 30-minute session, though, for people to share and to ask questions and to just get to know each other better. So if you want to attend that, please, if you can, in the question and answer box, leave either your Facebook name or your email for us, and we'll save that, and we can then send you a link to our Facebook page, which is the Temple of the Violet Flame. And on that page, you can find out a lot of information about spiritual practice and also our events, our free events also. So if you could do that, and we'd appreciate that. So you can do that anytime now or throughout this entire presentation. That would be great. All right, so we'd like to get to know you guys a little bit better, but we're going to tell you about ourselves, a little bit about ourselves. Mindy, you want to tell everyone about ourselves? What is our story?
Okay, well, we've both been meditating for a long time. I started meditating consistently in 2000, so it's 20 years now. And I started studying yoga when I was 16. You know, back then there weren't yoga studios on every corner like there are now, but a man in my town was giving classes in his house. He had had a tragedy a few years before, and he was looking for a spiritual path, and yoga really helped him a lot, and he just wanted to share it with everybody. So that, you know, TM was just coming into vogue then. So he gave a little class at his house on TM. And, you know, I meditated on and off, but I didn't really start meditating consistently until 20 years ago. And
yeah, right. So I've been meditating for like about 30 years, and Mindy and I, we actually met at a meditation event. That was what, over 17 years ago.
Yeah.
So you know, we've been practicing together. It's great to have a partner in doing this. You know, so we've practiced so many different spiritual paths and so many methods that now we've put together the best that we could find that we know that actually works from our own experience, that actually really work, and they're really fantastic. And so we're sharing. We can share that with you, but we'll share as much as we can here today. But this is going to be actually about, there's 3 steps. We're calling it 3 simple steps to improving your spiritual practice. And this could be any spiritual practice, any religion, any spiritual practice, you know, prayer, affirmation, law of attraction, or a meditation where you're using mantra or using visualizations and affirmations. So whatever, it covers everything. So there's 3 steps we're going to go through. And we'd like to get to know you guys a little better. If we can see your names, we don't see you, but we see your names. So like we see Aaron, we see Alan, and Ann, and Barbara, Diane, another Diane, Gail, George, Jackie, Janice, Gerald, Kevin, Louis, Margaret, Marie, Phyllis, Rita, Roseanne, and I can't pronounce it, Chiquina, Carter. But if you want, if you could tell us a little bit about yourselves, you can put it in the question and answer box if you'd like whether you have a spiritual practice or not, your name and whether you have a spiritual practice now or you don't and you're just looking for something. That'll help us to get to know you guys a little better. And any questions that you may have throughout this whole thing, any questions, any comments, anything you want to share, put in the question and answer box. Later on toward the end, we'll have just a question and answer time during this presentation. All right, so we'll start with the first step, which is better diet and exercise. Health really helps us to have an improved spiritual practice. Is really, really important, which I found in my own life, because there were times when I would, eat junk food and have a lot of sugar, and I saw the difference in, if you have many addictions, if you let go of those addictions, then your spiritual practice becomes a lot better. And so, Mindy, why don't you tell us about that? Tell us about health and exercise and diet.
Yes, we're both certified holistic health coaches. Yeah, I myself too had addictions to sugar, like started when I was in high school and when I was in college. Now the average American consumes, they say, 150, 160 pounds of refined sugar a year. Just 100 years ago, it was maybe only like 10 or 15 pounds. So our bodies don't know what to do with that. Our bodies don't know how to process that. It's a shock. We know sugar, of course, is in cake and candy and cookies, and that's a lot more prevalent now. Certainly, it's around us all the time now, everywhere, like even in bookstores and, like even in Staples, we see candy and everything. It's a lot more prevalent, a lot more ubiquitous, I guess is a good word, than it was even 100 years ago.
Yeah, so what's the effect? What is sugar, if you're having too much like sugar, eating candy bars every day, or, what is it, ice cream? A lot of people have ice cream every day. What is the effect on your consciousness?
Also, I want to point out, too, that besides being in cakes and candy, it's also in a lot of other foods like gravies and salad dressings and mayonnaise and ketchup, soups, canned soups. So many times we're consuming sugar and we don't even realize it. Well, we need sugar in our bloodstream because that's our main source of energy, especially for our brains. Our brains use glucose. That's the brain's main source of energy to think and perform all the tasks that we need to perform in life. But sugar in the bloodstream doesn't mean sugar in the diet necessarily. See, all carbohydrates, the more complex carbohydrates, like grains and vegetables and some fruits, they're a more complex molecule. They're eventually broken down in the body into simple sugar, but it takes time. So the energy it gives us is more consistent. I'm sure we've all heard the term, sugar spikes, because refined sugar and even white flour and white rice, anything white, it's in its simplest form already, so it goes right to the bloodstream. Doesn't have to be broken down so much, so we get that instant high. But then, like, our bodies are shocked because our bodies aren't, still don't know how to process all this at once. So our bodies pour out a lot of insulin, and then our blood sugar goes too low, and then we get the letdown. Many times we feel tired and sluggish. It's hard to concentrate. And some people, they feel irritable, they get headaches. I know that happened to me because I was addicted to sugar like in my late teens and early 20s. And then when I was 22, I just stopped cold turkey and I saw how much better I felt.
Yes.
But not just sugar, like even like fried foods, many times oily foods, foods that are high in fats, could also make us feel sluggish because there are a lot of calories to the gram and they're hard for our bodies to break down. I mean, we do need some fats in our diets, but of course the healthier fats our bodies have an easier time with. Like if you do use oil, some of the healthier oils to use are avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, avocados itself, nuts and seeds. Those are a good source of fat that our bodies can break down more easily. See, oils and fried foods, our body has more trouble breaking that down. And also many times with fried foods too, we get what we call free radicals. When oils are heated, it breaks down the molecules, it breaks down the atoms. So, the body, the molecules are broken down, they look to be paired, so they bond with other ones. And that's how we get like proteins and everything that are mismatched and everything. And that, it's kind of like oxidation, like when metal rusts. So that causes us to feel, also to feel out of sorts many times as well.
Yeah. So what is it? So what is when we eat healthy? When we're eating healthy, say you're eating healthy and you're like not overeating, is also a great help to the meditation. If you overeat, that'll help you. It makes you more sluggish if you overeat. So if you're going to like fast, sometimes you can fast. It's really good. And eat a nice clean diet, right? What is an example of a clean diet?
Yeah, well, we're vegetarians. We're not vegan yet. We're almost vegan. If you do consume animal food, it's good to, to keep it to a minimum. Barry Sears, who's the founder of the Zone Diet, he says not bigger than the palm of your hand, a portion of animal food, or not bigger than a deck of cards. The protein should be your side dish. And then, to have a lot of vegetables, and some grains. Some grains, if you're a vegetarian, good sources of protein are beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh. But again, the protein should be your side dish. It's good to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. See, our paleo ancestors, first we were hunters and gatherers, but I mean, it took a lot of work for them, to be able to have meat or anything, and they couldn't store it in the freezer. And if they would go out hunting, they didn't always find something. Many times they would come back empty-handed, so they didn't really eat meat every day. And the animals that they did capture, they were wild, they were more lean. It's not like now that the animals are pumped up with hormones and antibiotics and they crowd them in there all together. They give them hormones to make them grow faster so they can slaughter them, for consumption. And they give them antibiotics because they're all crowded in there together and they get sick when they're all crowded. So then we consume the hormones and antibiotics, and it's not good. So if you are going to consume animal foods like beef or chicken, it's best to, to consume organic. And even fruits and vegetables, it's better, if possible, to consume organic fruits and vegetables that aren't sprayed with pesticides and herbicides and fungicides.
You're right. So what we'll do is, the whole idea is that, this will, as you affect, food affects your consciousness, it affects how you feel. And the whole idea is to get a better state from all of this, from eating healthy, for all these good advices, to create a better state of consciousness and feeling in your body, so that this will improve your spiritual practice as well as everything else in your life. It's really important. It can really help you to go a lot further. I know from my own personal experience in doing that. So later on, Mindy, we'll talk more about some examples of like some breakfast and dinner and different meals that we can do. So we'll go on to the next step. So the first step in this improving your spiritual practice was better diet and exercise. And now we're going to go on to we're going to talk a little bit about the scientific benefits of meditation and like something about brainwaves like that. We know that scientifically, our phone is ringing, so let's just shut that off for a second there. Okay, that's good. So we're fine now. It's good. So, meditation, scientifically, there's like a university, Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and there's other universities and professors that have done studies on meditation, actually tested people with, with the brainwave detectors, put a helmet on your head with certain electrodes like that, and they found out that it definitely reduces stress and anxiety, helps you to have better sleep, lowers your blood pressure, and helps you to have, like, if you have ADD, it helps to remove that and to have better focus in your life. And any other scientific things? Yeah. Sorry about the phone call. We should have got rid of the phone earlier, but. Okay, we got the sound off. So,
All right.
what was I saying?
Oh yeah.
What was I
About the
talking
benefits of meditation.
Right,
Yeah.
scientific benefits of meditation. So, so lowering the blood pressure is very important. And, you know, stress is the cause of a lot of diseases, is stress in the body. And so it reduces that. And also strengthens our immune system, which is really important, especially at this time or any time. So, all right, so then we have a little bit about brain waves. There's the alpha and the theta waves. The alpha waves usually are created from doing a meditation practice, and they've, you know, actually tested people. And there's also theta waves. So the alpha waves are in the back of the brain, and the theta waves are usually in the front, in the middle. And they're just electrical charges. And, you know, I'm not a scientist, so it's hard to explain what it is, but it actually, you know, you could be in different states of brainwave. There are different frequencies. They're either, if they're really fast, you're not in a state of meditation. If the slower they are, then you become more in a state of meditation. Alpha waves is very popular, and theta waves. When you go deeper, it's theta waves. So that was actually scientifically shown to be the effect. And you can feel it when you're meditating or doing any kind of spirit, if you do deep prayer practice. All right, so then that's that part of the deal. So then we'll go into this regular practice. The next step would be regular practice sessions. If you want to really be successful, right, you would have to do a regular practice. Like some people, they start with meditation. They're like, they do maybe 20 minutes one day, then they skip a couple of days, then they do a few minutes the next time, or they do an hour. Even if you do like an hour and then you do like an hour a week, it's really not going to help you to get to where you want to get, to the success you want to get. It's better to do, if you're a beginner, just do 5 minutes or even 2 minutes at a certain time during the day, like the morning, and then keep that up every day, the same time, the same place, approximately about, and keep a regular habit for days and days, weeks and weeks and months, and just keep it going. That way you get deeper. A strong mental habit is developed and it becomes easier, and you actually able to then start going deeper into your, even if you're doing 5 minutes, you can go deeper into your meditation there than you would if you did 20 minutes like every couple of days. So the secret is regular practice, and we know that from our experience doing that, and it really works. So some days you only can do 5 minutes, but then what you do after a couple of weeks, couple of months, once you develop that habit of, say, 5 minutes a day, or whether you can do 20 minutes a day, that's fine. If you're an experienced meditator, then you already know what we're saying. So then after a couple of weeks, couple of months, then you start building upon that. Once you develop the habit, a regular habit, 5 minutes like every week, you increase a little more, 5 minutes more, and 5 minutes more, and 5 minutes more, until you get to half hour, an hour. Then you really start to fly with your meditation. But you want to build that foundation, and that's the secret to doing it, not giving up, because if you do an hour or 20 minutes, you feel like it's too much for you to do and you're not having the experience you want, you get disappointed, and you don't want that to happen. So it's better to start with 5 minutes and have some success and do that every day and build upon that. That's a very important thing. All right, so let's go on to our next thing. Mindy, why don't you talk to us now about, give us some examples of a healthy meals, breakfast and dinner, and then some like ideas with exercise.
Yes, well, one thing I like to do, and Anthony too, is to have different seed powders like flax seeds, hemp seed, and chia seeds. You know, mix them all together, like about a tablespoon of each one. Yeah, they all really have a lot of nutrients, you know, for the amount of calories that they are. So again, it's chia seed powder, flax seed powder, and hemp seed powder. Yeah, they all have a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrients, and I mix that with, you know, the sugar-free cereals that I like are the sugar-free Alpen, ALPEN, right? There's also a version that is sweetened, and then also the Familia cereal, the muesli, also we get the unsweetened, because again, there is a version that is sweetened. So I'll, put about a tablespoon of that. And I like to put a little cinnamon on top. And then some of the non-dairy milks. The one that I really think the best, probably nutritionally, is the coconut milk, but also oat milk and cashew milk and almond milk are good too. I try to avoid soy milk. It's not good to have too much soy. I mean, our bodies could tolerate it to an extent, but I feel it's not good to have too much soy. And then also, if sometimes I'll put frozen berries and just wait for them to thaw out, like blueberries and raspberries, or sometimes I'll use fresh berries, and that's a very good breakfast. And I have some nut butter with it to have the protein. Either almond butter or cashew butter is always good. And some seeds like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, and a few nuts like walnuts and butternuts I like. And I'll have a little bit of avocado also, just to get that healthy fat. So that's really a breakfast that I like. I mean, for other meals, it's always good to have a little bit of salad, some kind of a green, I think. It's good to get like different colored vegetables. So I like to have the peppers, the different colored peppers, like red and orange and yellow and green peppers, because the peppers, the different colored vegetables and fruits, have a lot of the phytonutrients that we need. So we'll have that raw, with some kind of lettuce, arugula. According to Dr. Joel Furman, who's written a lot of books, arugula is very healthy. But the other lettuces too are good, like romaine or Boston or Bibb lettuce. And I'll put maybe some dried kale chips in the salad, some cucumbers.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
Right. And how about stores where you can get the people who don't realize where they can get this type of food, organic food, or eating whole foods is really what's important. Eating whole foods, and even if it's all natural, if it's organic, it's better. But even if you can't afford organic, then all natural, right?
Yeah, I just want to say also, like, it's always good to have salad, but then for the main dish, again, to make your protein portion your side dish, and again, to have lots of vegetables and some grains and some beans. Yeah, good places to get foods like that are Whole Foods.
So we don't have to be perfect in this. It's like 89, 90, 10, like that 80-20 like kind of thing. If you want, sometimes we're all going to have a little dessert and a snack sometimes. And it's just you don't want to overdo it, but predominantly, you want to try to eat as healthy as you can, right?
Right. Some fruits and vegetables are sprayed more than others. So like there's always, it changes every so often, but if you Google, the Dirty Dozen list, you can find the 12 fruits and vegetables that are most sprayed. With those, it's most important to get them organically. And then there's the Clean 15, those that are the least sprayed. So with those ones, maybe it's not, it's not as vital, it's not as mandatory to eat those in the organic form. And it changes every so often.
So it's not like you're going to be perfect at this right away, but just take small steps toward, trying to improve your diet and do some exercise. Like even if you're not walking, just start walking. Do some stretching, do some yoga, or qigong or tai chi, whatever you like to do. But just try to start taking gradual changes, right, Mindy? You want to take gradual steps, like maybe eat a little less meat if you're eating meat, and if you're overeating, just make an effort to leave one meal out, or have smaller portions. Gradually do it. Add some good whole foods like broccoli. Add some things into. If you're not eating enough vegetables, just start to try to make an effort to add a little more vegetables into your diet, and to become more plant-based. And stay away from processed foods. You start to leave out processed foods if you're doing that.
Yeah, fast food.
Try to gradually do it. If you just any steps in the right direction are helpful. And Mindy and I, we work with people like this. Of course, there's a monetary investment in those programs that we have, but we do. You can also let us know about that. We have free consultations for that. type of work also, and also with spiritual practice to improve your spiritual practice, a 15-minute free consultation. So you can contact us if you're interested in that. Plus we have the Thursday night free meditation class, which you can also just speak to us about anything, about health or anything. So, and that's free. I just wanted to say something that Roseanne just sent us a message. It's a really good message. She stopped refined sugar. Hi, Roseanne, how you doing? She gave up refined sugar, cold turkey at age 27.
Oh,
she lost 100 pounds.
When I was 22, yeah.
Yeah, she lost 100 pounds in 4 months. She never regretted it. Now she's gluten-free and free of processed foods. That's really great. You're doing fantastic. This is great. And she wants to attend the meditation. So we sent you that information. And also our information is on the chat, where you can get a link to another Facebook page called Wonderful Yoga and Meditation. There's another link there, and our phone numbers, of course. All right, so yeah, thank you, Roseanne, for that comment. That is great. Yes. That is so good. And also, Gail, I think Gale, Gail commented that they just started meditation during this pandemic, which I can understand. That it's actually, that is something good. If anything good came from it, that's one good thing that came. People want to improve their spiritual practice during this time, because it could be very stressful, and there's this fear going around, which we recommend. Don't be afraid. Just do something positive and good. Anything you can do, the next right thing, the next good thing you can do for yourself or for other people. Maybe get involved in politics a little bit if you want to. But spiritual practice, we found, is the most important thing to do in any kind of a situation like we're having right now. Improve your spiritual practice. All right. So we're going to go to our next step now, which is the third simple step to improve your spiritual practice is effortless effort and constancy. So I guess there are some people, and I've done this probably in my life, that if you're just starting to learn meditation, even if you've been practicing for years, is that sometimes we struggle, and we get a little tense and we struggle with it, or we try too hard, which is not going to help us. It's going to be anti-beneficial. And so it took me a while to really learn this and to be able to develop the ability to do it. And I'm sure Mindy understands the same thing. Effortless effort is simply that when you sit down to do a spiritual practice, you don't want to be tense. You don't want to try too hard. You want to just practice in a very easy, relaxed, gentle way. You want to make an effort, but not an over effort. You don't want to feel any strain or struggle in it. Like, you don't want to hurt get a headache by trying to cross your eyes, or to look too hard at the spiritual eye or anything. You want to just keep relaxed and look straight ahead in a relaxed way. And sometimes it helps to open your eyes if you feel tension. So the idea is, if you're meditating or you're praying or doing affirmation, to do it in a more loving, gentle, positive, happy way, not with a struggle like you're trying to really do something like that. Because it comes naturally as you practice. It comes naturally through a regular practice every day. You'll see maybe in a couple of weeks, if you're new to it, in a couple of weeks you'll start to see definitely some changes happening in your consciousness. But it's very important to do it without straining and without struggling, but with very effortless effort, gentle, loving kind of feeling. And like you're on the beach looking at the waves, listening to the waves, and the sun is shining on you. You want to be kind of like that. So, and then we'll give you an example of that when we do the demonstration meditation later on. So, and also this constancy is very important. Persistence and constancy with anything you want to be successful with, with business or anything, going to school, learning a trade, a skill, anything. If you don't have constancy and you give up, you won't succeed at it. But anyone who's done anything great in the world has always had persistence and constancy and did not give up, kept going. You have to do that. This is the way it is in this world. That, if you keep going every day in a regular practice with this, even if it's 5 minutes, don't try to do too much for yourself. It's like lifting a heavy weight you're not ready to lift. So you want to build up to it gradually. So, every day regular practice, and stay with it persistently. Do not give up. Don't expect to have the spiritual experience or change in your life that you want to have so quickly. It takes time. For anything really great, it takes time. So even if it takes years, it's worth it, because it's the most important thing you can possibly ever do for your health, physical health, mental health, and your spiritual health, and your spiritual destiny, actually, your spiritual liberation in this lifetime. And that goes into more of a deeper spiritual teaching. Some people do practice meditation, right, just for their health and well-being, and
Yeah.
just so they can have a happier, positive attitude and better health, like it lowers blood pressure and then reduces anxiety and better focus. So at work they'll have better concentration, or whatever they're doing. If they're a musician or an artist, they'll have better concentration and more creativity. Meditation increases your creativity also with art, music, or with anything. So that's the important thing. So you want to be persistent, don't give up, and don't do any more than you can do, or you can handle. And then you'll be able to be more persistent, constant every day, and then build it up. Like after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, build it up 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more the next time, the next week, like that, and gradually do that. But it is true, when you do more hours of meditation, if you do up to 3 hours meditation a day, you're definitely going to be flying spiritually within. People have experiences where the spiritual eye opens up. They see inner visions of a higher dimension. They see light at first, mostly they see light or flashes of light. You could hear music, inner sounds, spiritual sounds. And then eventually people leave their bodies, have out-of-body experiences, where near-death experiences shows us a lot about that, when people have had near-death experiences. So the ultimate goal is to realize your true spiritual self, which is pure consciousness. And we concentrate on the heart center and also the spiritual eye, where you can feel, and you can start to feel your true self and actually start to experience it on a higher level. There's many different levels to reach. We have many different higher bodies, subtle bodies, that we can experience as we go along through this. It's an amazing journey. So I can say from my own experience that this is real. The spiritual eye is real. It does open up. Light can be seen. Inner visions can be seen of other dimensions, and love in the heart and joy. The feeling of the spiritual self can be experienced in the heart mostly. So this is it. So effortless effort and constancy are really important. Don't neglect them. Better diet and exercise. So very important. If you're not eating right or not exercising, you're going to feel crappy. You're not going to really enjoy your life. You're not going to enjoy the meditation practice or be able to do it as well. It will definitely be improved greatly. If anyone's having any problem, if anyone's a regular practice or of a practitioner of meditation or prayer or any spiritual practice, and you want to go further, but you haven't been able to go further, these are things that are important to put into practice, and you can contact us. We're happy to talk to you for free, or you can email us and with any questions, and we're happy to help you on that level for free. We want to help other people. We want to help the world. We've gained a lot from this, and I know this is the most important thing in my life, in Mindy's life. Our spiritual practice and study, and everything else is secondary, basically. But we all have to make a living. We all have to keep healthy, and we have to take care of our children, and we have to try to help the world, and we're here to help the world also. So, all right, so we're at that step. Mindy, you wanted to give us some ideas, more ideas of meals. Did you do that already? Some ideas of the dinner and breakfast?
Yeah, I did, but just about where. I wanted to say also with organic produce, every type of produce has a number on it. You see the stickers when you go to the supermarket with the number on it. Those numbers are standard throughout the United States. If the first digit is a 9, it means it's organic. And if it's a 4, if the first digit is a 4, it means it's, they use the word conventional. Sometimes the first digit will be an 8. You see that in Whole Foods sometimes. I think those are ones that are imported sometimes. I'm not really sure. But good places to shop for, for food, for healthy foods are Whole Foods and Wild by Nature. And Trader Joe's is good. I mean, most of the products are their own brands, and they're a little bit less expensive. So people like it, for that reason too. That a lot of the items are less expensive. It's mostly their own brands. Fairway was good, but now, now they closed. They're in bankruptcy, so they're being sold now to Food Bazaar. They're going to reopen soon under that name.
Food Bazaar, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, I think that's the name. Food Bazaar.
Trader Joe's is no longer Trader Joe's?
No, Fairway.
Oh, Fairway, right? They closed.
Yeah,
they've
Fairway,
been around a long time.
Yeah, they were in bankruptcy, so now they closed their stores and they're in the process of being sold.
The pandemic, right? Probably is.
No, even before that, even in January, they were having trouble. Even before.
Yeah. Whole Foods will have no problem, right? Amazon is making more money. Amazon is making more money than ever now because of the pandemic. Well, in a good way, it's good to have Amazon, So, all right, so that was pretty interesting. All right, so we have, see, what else can we cover now? How much time do we have left? Here we have like 10 minutes or 9 minutes left, I think, right? Right, Barbara?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do our meditation now. We're going to do our
practice.
little practice now for 5. Maybe we'll do it for 5 or 10 minutes. And just if Barbara could give me a little warning, a sign when our time is up, that'll be great.
Yeah, 10 minutes before she's going to give. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, so that'll be great. So now I see it's 1:41. Oh, I see. So we have what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah,
like
approximately.
All right. So everyone, get ready, get relaxed, and we'll get into this now. Let me see some things here first. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Oh, I see. This is where it is. Oh, here they are. All right, I see. All righty. So everyone, whoever's interested, whoever really wants to do this, you're welcome to do this. You can just watch and observe and listen. That would be helpful also. But if you want to join us, please join us. We have 25 participants, and that is wonderful, everyone. And also, when you get together in a group like this, even if you're in a distance, when you meditate together, it increases the energy so much more. You have such a better experience. You're able to go further in a group. That's why we invite you to the Thursday night free meditation also, because in a group, we all go further. The energy lifts us when you're in a group, much more than it would be just by yourself meditating. That's some places they call that a satsang, but also the saying that when 2 or more gathered for a spiritual purpose and practice, then the spirit is there more strongly. The energy comes out from our heart centers and then lifts us all like a wave. So, okay, so get ready to practice now. So whatever you're doing, get comfortable and don't be disturbed. Make sure you're undisturbed by anything. Your body, sit correctly. You can sit up straight if you're in a chair. If you have to lie down, it's okay. If you have some kind of medical condition where you have to lie down, you're not comfortable, then you lie down, it's fine. And so, just sit a little erect, but don't be so stiff. Just kind of relax and take a few deep breaths and just to relax into your posture and just, you can have your hands, right, Mindy? Have your hands on your lap, or you can have them folded either way.
Your palms flat on your thighs, or you can, cup your hands on your thighs, put one on top of the other, cup them like that. I went the wrong way. But just put it this way with the palms facing up if you do it that way.
Whatever you're used to doing. If you have your own practice, whatever you usually do, you can do that. And we're going to have a little silent time during this practice also, so that you can do your own practice, whatever it is, your own mantra or whatever it is you like to do, a visualization. But we're going to take you through some simple steps. So first of all, you want to make sure you're undisturbed by anything, like, the phone, or, if you have to close a door or window. And it's good to have fresh air also if it's not too noisy outside. Open a window. But you want to take a few deep breaths. Some people like to do like a Buddhist or a Zen kind of breathing. You can just follow your breath for a while in the beginning. It calms you down, gets you still. And just make sure that, you're relaxed and you're not really tense in your body. And you're comfortable, you're undisturbed. And just be still. If you have an itch, you itch yourself. If you have to readjust your position, then you do that, of course. Don't hesitate to do that. But once you do, be as still as you can. You want to be as still as you can. That's the important thing. Be still and know that I am God, right? So then here we go. Take a breath. And what we're going to do now is we're going to visualize. We're going to visualize there's a radiant white light enveloping our entire body. Do that in any way you see that makes sense. A radiant white light is now enveloping our entire body, our head, our shoulders, our entire body, and just see that for a little bit. This is the use of visualization. Now we're going to visualize, focus at the heart center, in the center of the chest, the heart chakra. Some people, they call it the secret chamber of the heart, which is actually in a higher dimension, the 3rd and 4th dimensions. And visualize there a golden, radiant sun shining in all four directions in rays of light, thousands of rays of light out into the world around you, blessing the world around you and blessing your own life. So visualize a radiant golden sun in the center of your chest. So do that for a little bit. Mm. All right, now we'll begin. We're going to chant a sacred mantra, Om, A-U-M, which is used in yoga and Hinduism. I'm sure most people are familiar with that. And we'll chant it in a long drawn out sound like this, very softly though. Om. So, follow along, chant with us, wherever you are out there. It would be great to know where you're all from. Also, if you could type in the question and answer box, maybe somebody can say what state they're from or what town they're from. So that'd be great. We're from Northport, New York, Long Island, New York. Okay, here we go. Chanting you. Om. Okay, we're back to chanting Om now. Om. Feel the vibration. Make an effort to gently focus at your spiritual life, just with your eyes closed. Look straight ahead without any tension, just very gently. Look straight ahead into the darkness or the light if you see light. And look for the light, you just may see some light. So continue to chant. Then we'll chant silently. Okay, now everyone, silently now chant Om silently, or any mantra of your choice, or an affirmation of your choice. But the thing is to do it silently while looking straight ahead into the spiritual eye area, but very gently. And do that for like about a minute. It's okay.
Okay.
Remember, practice very gently, no straining. You don't want to like tense your face or your eyes or anything. Just very gently do the mantra silently now, in a long drawn out sound. Okay, now everyone, now visualize a light like a sun blazing 12 feet above your head. See light coming down, pouring down through the top of your head into your heart center, and there blazing as a golden sun. I do that a few times. Visualize that now. So yeah, do that visualization now. Visualize the sun shining 12 feet above your head, and light is pouring down through the top of your head into your heart center now, and blazing there as a radiant sun. And say after me these affirmations. I am the light of the heart.
I am the light of the heart,
My real true self.
my real true self.
I am that I am that I am.
I am that I am that I am.
And it's happening right now.
And it's happening right now.
Now focus on that light. And say again, I am the light of the heart.
I am the light of the heart,
My real true self.
my real true self.
I am that I am that I
I
am.
am.
And it's happening right
And
now.
it's happening right now.
So keep your attention at the heart center now. And just sit in silence for a minute and just visualize that light the best you can. And if you want to do any spiritual practice that you would do, if you know one on your own, do it silently. Or just be still and visualize the light. Hmm. 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 Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. So many people, and it's so wonderful that you were here with us sharing this.
Yes,
This-
thank you.
Yeah, this presentation and this meditation, and we look forward to seeing you at the Thursday night, a free meditation, which is only a 15-minute meditation with 15 minutes free time. And so please join us. If you haven't gotten the information, go to the chat and get our information. There's a link to a Facebook page, Wonderful Yoga and Meditation, where you can find all the information. Also our Facebook page, the Temple of the Violet Flame. And also we have our phone numbers there, I think our emails also. You can find out anything you want to know, all the events that we do, the free events and all the links. We usually use Zoom. Now, we usually do these events in person, but we're using Zoom now, of course, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, we do have people, and it's really nice. And we look forward to seeing you then. We only have like a minute left, I think, here. So thank you all. Thank you again for being here.
Thanks so much for being here on this nice Saturday.